Hello, everybody. This is me, Martel, and this is an interesting topic from the Atlantic. What do female incels really want? Let's be real here. Let's get this out the way, and let me make some disclaimer and clarification to this. This is not attack on women or anything. It's just an illustration of my words. You have been warned. Anyways, let me clarify. I love my females. I love my woman. I love my wife. I love my female family members, associates, and businesses. But let's just be real in America, especially of a black man perspective. And I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, I had to take care of some business. But anyways, I laugh at this fact here. Hmm. Female incels? Man, American women got it made. Alright, American women got it made. American women on easy mode. If you got a mammy down, you got a vagina, or hell, you got anything between your legs that resemble looking like a female, so hell, Transformers or no, ain't no discrimination. If you look like a female, period, you is on easy mode. And how is you a female incel? Female incels like get out of here. This time I'm being conservative because I want to bring it to a bigger plateau this time. So I have to be a little bit conservative. So I'm not using profanity this time around. But here we go. Anyways, online groups of women have started using the relative of the incel movement. But what in? By Caitlin Tiffany. It's only like a week ago. So, this article is featured in one story to read today newsletter in which our editors recommend single must read for the Atlantic Monday through Friday. Sign up for here. We were all ugly. Amanda, a 22-year-old student from Florida, told me, recalling the online community she found when she was 18. Men didn't like us. Men didn't want to be with us. It was fine to acknowledge it. The Reddit forum called True Femcels. This will be a long-winded video, so bear with me. She commented under the username Strange and Ugly Girl. And Amanda didn't post very often, but she checked in every day on the community self-identified femcels or involuntary celibate woman. Let's go on, my bad. Yeah, I had to say a little breathe right there. Oh my god. But let's carry on. I'm gonna spill my water in my hand. Anyways, I would agree to refer by her first name only to separate her current life from her former internet identity. They come to complain about the superficiality of men and the privilege of pretty women share their experiences moving through the world in an unattractive body with this vanished and romantically, socially, economically. Lies! You tell me even mutants that, I mean, just on the bulk of the total pole of psychology, you tell me that you got 5 o'clock shadows. You got look like chicks that look like Popeye. Some look like Goro from Mortal Kombat. Some look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Tell me that they can't get a good man? Huh. But let's carry on, shall we? They were finding the modern day landscape, the image based apps, the commodified dating market, the illusory freedom to be found in hookup culture. Of course, America's a hookup culture. Of course, America got the highest divorce rates too, but that's for another topic, for another story. And I'm having a ball here. And I'm being conservative this time around because I know I'm going to regardless, I'm going to get attacked by feminists. But this time, I want to be conservative with my etiquettes. Anyways, beyond non-notable when they talk about pink pill. And open the eyes to be the reality that psychotic was misogynist and lookist. That could be funny. In 2019, commenter repeated a pretty friend suggestion that nobody needs to wear makeup. And 5 heart emoji and a link to the joke subreddit. Thanks, I'm curious. They could be kind of mean. Like male incels, they mock lucky, beautiful woman who they call Stacy's. Mostly they wrote about being sad. Normals can't comprehend real loneliness. Ha! Oh, such lies. Women in America got so made. Even a 300, 400 pound buffalo can get dates and all that. Have you checked out the Tinder funnies up? I gotta get back to that series. The Tinder funnies or Bumble funnies and all that. Even the mutants under under five are very conceited. I mean, got a bad attitude and all that horrible personalities. And no, I'm not conceited, just in case any woman think otherwise. I'm not even about looks. I'm about personality, other contents. You know what I'm saying? Inside, but let's be real. Today's women in America don't have personalities or characteristics, good characteristics, or hell, even morals. But let's go on. Normies can't comprehend real loneliness. The early post begins. Guys don't treat ugly girls like people read another. I was the kind of girl in school where it was people would say, "Oh, he had a crush on you," to make fun of the guy. I would share that eventually. Let's go on. To make fun of the guy. Amanda told me she was anxious and unhappy, but she didn't want to talk about any of it with her friends. When she first heard the term femcel, it offered some clarity. In a very literal way, I was involuntarily celibate female. Huh. Femcel. That makes me laugh. Oh, fellas, black men, or men of color, or whatever you are. If you got breasts, you got buttocks, and you're just a woman or look like a woman, period. Transformers, hidden surprises and all, and no judgment for me. What's these bras excuses? You tell me, even let's to be real in America, let's be real, black men apparently. That will go on. You tell them you can miss a not being disrespectful. You can miss limbs. You could be bald headed. You could be tatted up, face, head to toe, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Women got it so easy in America. You know, all you gotta do is just flash a picture of themselves, and people are gonna look. Yeah, vanity sells, and I'll give you feminist set. Vanity does sell. Not my fault. That's just the nature of marketing. But feminists and females love corporations and capitalists so much. But what can I say? Let's go on. I don't want to ramble too much. And that is okay. What was I like? I'm sorry. So I was like, okay, that applies online. She found thousands of other women who would try to figure out how to live the life without the kind of romantic life our psychotic has deemed pillar, maybe the pillar of happiness. Even though the woman in the suburb were very depressed and said, did give me some reassurance. She said, at least there's other people out there who are like me, and they weren't completely weird. They were pretty normal. Oh boy, the time to be a conservative this time around. It's just funny to hear this in America. It's so funny. And I'm gonna share my little 2 cents. I'm gonna probably follow just directly how I feel about Femcels. Cause I'm gonna try to be more quarrel this time around, more more mysterious, So let's go. Another time that Amanda was getting involved in the femcel community, mass media attention was focused on this far better male counterpart. The lonely, angry young men of the internet become such a subject of fascination that their language were disgusting. Their threats of violence against women were real. Incels defiled the murderer Elliot Roger, who killed 6 people himself in Isla Vista, California, 2014, left behind a YouTube video where she outlined his plan to punch women for rejecting him. But okay, I would discuss that too. And that scumbag guy what's coming to him. Can I just say that, feminist? Can I just say that? He got what coming to him, but never know what the real men in this country had to go through. Just to even deal and endure and talk to a woman. But that's going to be I'm going to definitely discuss that. Anyways, I'm sorry, I was drinking some water. For rejecting. Oh, men get rejected all the time. Men get hated all the time in America, of course. In America, you can't be just a normal Smo Joe all of a sudden. You can't be normal in America. And let's be realistic, which is classism. Let's just be real. If you're not rich or you don't have tons of money, you ain't loaded with money. Oh, let's talk about heightlism. You know what I'm saying? I will discuss it and we go on to the topic. uh, where you have to be over 6 feet just to talk to over 4'9" midget. You know what I'm saying? Or a meeting with attitude. Even they desire some 6 foot. These American women are such hypocrites. These feminists are such hypocrites. They pretty much demand models of men, but themselves ain't models of themselves. And I'm taking off my foot strap real quick. My apologies, cause this is gonna be getting real good. And yeah. Oh, I discussed that before, and I'm laughing how easy mode these women in America really got. Doesn't matter what color, their culture, whatever they come from, their class, background, anything. As long as you're a female or she-male, it doesn't really matter. Or whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, and there ain't no discrimination for me. You are on easy mode. But that's just my little rant aside. Alright, let's go on. I talk a little bit too much here. My apologies. Coverage. Also eliminate the border manosphere. Sprawling online network disaffected young men that overlap with the so-called alt-right and with the President Donald Trump rabid army of mega trolls. In a 2018 report of the intersection misogyny and white supremacy, the Anti-Defamation League outlined how incels' sensitive entitlement to sex was leading towards another extremist space and beliefs. Well, let's address that one right now. Why is incels, especially male incels, are like this? When most of their whole entire life throughout America, I'll discuss of discrimination, height discrimination, man, classism, you ain't got a lot of money, you're not going to get no honeys, and all kind of politics and all that. But, now that young men have woke up, of course the feds are scared, and the feds probably got us all some type of watch list somewhere, including myself, because I'm speaking of this matter. And I'm not advocating no form of violence, you know what I'm saying? I'm just advocating illustration, like I said in disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic. I was raised by outdated parents on this one. I was raised with chivalry, was around growing up. My parents was like 40, 50 years ahead of me. So it's like, there's no way I could relate to them. I grew up in the 80s and 90s where basically feminism was in high gear. When you hear topics like Oprah could say, men are garbage, you know what I'm saying? Men are no good. You know the whole rare tick like that, the narrative like that. My opinion's aside is over. Anyways, let's go on. Who rage were quieter and who president was smaller didn't really factor in. 5 years later, incels are no quantity and femcels are the new mystery. In recent months, headlines have named 2022 year of the femcel, and here a coming femcel resolution where women are reclaiming involuntary celibacy and asserting their right to give a name of their loneliness and alienation. This new recognition of femcels that tend to stop there, but instead have political meaning. People who identify with terms read as reactionary, young, mostly white men who felt left behind psychotically progressed beyond historical focus on a specific need. The term femcel is now in widespread use, not just in Reddit forums, but on every major social platform, including the Gen Z's favorite TikTok. But we don't know what that's for. If a femcel resolutions come with the new world of femcels are dreaming about. When Amanda talk about the femcel community, she specifically contrasts it with one other option, contemporary liberal feminism, or maybe girl boss feminism as popularized by millennials and the brands that cater to the liberal feminist notion of like supporting all women feel positive all the time is disingenuous, she told me. When she started identifying with the term femcels, partly because she felt a resentment towards a style of feminism that challenged traditional beauty standards, mostly asked by those who fell short of them to feel beautiful. Anyway, regardless of their lived experience, I'd rather be talking about being ugly than convince myself I'm pretty, she said. Okay. She sounds like she actually got some of a personality, which you don't see in America no more. Or you deal with, let's be realistic, as men, especially black men in America, you deal with nothing but, man haters. So of course you're gonna have a. I better rephrase myself before I get targeted by the powers that be. Yeah, men in this generation cannot just say have the right to be angry. They have the right to say, "Hey, enough is enough. You ain't gonna disrespect us." But see, I came from a time, brought up in a time where my morals and ethics come into play, you know? I was raised with dignity and morals and class in mind, but today's men, they don't share the same sentimental values I do. But let's carry on. In some ways, this logic is even more uncomfortable than the original incel logic. In a 2021 essay, the feminist theorist Jill Boyce K argued that it's not just incels who assume that any woman can get sex from men. Well, we know that's BS. Any woman can get sex, even the mutants, even woman that's very unattractive. I'm not being conceited. I'm not about looks, feminist. Just stating the obvious. Even women that have 5 o'clock shadows, even women that don't shave their legs and all that, or got a sausage poker between their legs, or got a taco between their legs. I'm not judgmental. Hey, live your life, you know. As long as you look like a female or a she-male or whatever, no discrimination in my book. Kind of just be obvious. Women are on easy mode in America, but let's carry on. This is a widespread cultural assumption. Women have long been understanding the whole sexual capital in the modern day culture. They expect to wield it. Femcels complicate that story. They feel the same sense of humiliation and exclusion that incels do, but they react to those feelings differently. Incel discourse tend to project anger outward onto the psychology of hatred of women. Kate told me when we spoke recently that anger expressed radically through defensive violence or through bizarre, through arguably imaginative calls for the government to redistribute sex. Oh, why not just legalize prostitution? How come none of these women in feminist groups ever advocate for prostitution? Here, I do have a problem with. I find it funny women could sell sex. You know, sex sells. Let's just be obvious in America and throughout parts of the world. Let's just be obvious here, American men, especially brothers, black men. Look, sell. Vanity sells. You know what I'm saying? Sex sells. Hell, negativity sells too. But I mean, hey, I don't knock those who are capitalists. Hey, make your money any kind of way possible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just laughing the whole article here of Femcels. In the Femcel Discord, they tend to me towards inward self, she said, through psychologists discusses inherently luckless and unfair. Huh? If you don't like it, you just ain't using your opportunities, that's all. Men have to prove 10 times harder, or for black men or men of color, you have to prove 20 times harder just to be recognized as a man. Let's just be real. And no, we're not playing no oppression Olympics or anything, but I'm just recognizing, especially myself as a man, especially a black man, also a disabled man. So I'm also a triple minority. Not playing oppression Olympics or anything. But, you know, in order to be a man, you gotta be, well, tall. You gotta be good looking. Let's just cut the factors out the way. I'm 5'9", and I admit I'm fat, you know what I'm saying? Just being obvious. And guess what, you know, most majority of American ain't gonna give me the time of day. And that besides that, well, besides I mentioned I'm black, disabled, and a man, of course I'm not gonna get recognized unless you are loaded with money and a stereotype. But let's go on. I talk a little bit too much. I apologize for that. It tends to be much more towards the inward self. She said, through psychology discusses inherently as luckiest and unfair Femcels are not out to change it because they don't see it changeable. This inward facing pose will contribute to difficulty in estimating group size and summarize its position, with the most well-known Reddit forum, especially for Femcels. True Femcels were banned from the platform in June 2020. It just had over 25,000 members. Interesting was banned. The subreddit won the 200,000 forum ban for promoting hate after a major change to Reddit content policy. Reddit spokesman declined to provide more detailed decision. The larger vindicted subreddit was created as a space for film discussing looks, maxing, or improving their physical appearance with a combination of soft makeup and hard plastic surgery approaches, but had recently seen dilute influence of non-femcels looking for beauty advice and sometimes offer words of encouragement. This has caused problems. Reminded femcels, people who lie to you, tell you that you look fine the way you are not on your side. Moderator wrote last year, they benefit from you remain ugly, not fixing your looks, because it makes them look attractive to you. I like to add that little input. When looks fade, when beauty fade, regardless, what you got to stand on. If you got a horrible personality, you got a horrible attitude, especially, let's be real. Once again, I say for men, well, black men or men of color, whoever. Uh, Once your looks fade, is really men gonna stay with you if you openly gonna disrespect them and all that? Let's be obvious here. No. But carry on. Now, Femcels are scattered across the arcade peninsula called the Femisphere. Some left ready altogether, moving instead to a small Femcel specific board in a red look-alike site called a Pink Pill, which only has only 580 members. Another reason Femcel subculture is difficult to visualize and comprehend. They are unwanted even in many women-only spaces, so sometimes they hide or are hidden. They were tolerated in a notorious female dating strategy subreddit for a while, but they were kicked out. The forever alone woman subreddit welcomed them, but forbidden use any incel or female lingo. A woman-only 4chan, like a magic board called Low LOFcow.farm, had a reputation as a site that femcels had drifted to, and is covered with femcel lingo, but virtually denied their presence when I posted a story about this story. Their fringe grouped as something mostly a meme. One commentary wrote, "Femcels ain't real." Facts, they aren't real. I mean, you got all these opportunities, American woman. Doesn't matter what color you are, what culture you are, what background you are. You got all types of opportunity. Let's be real, to get sex. But how come you can't use your looks to leverage yourself? Which is ironic. I was talking to my lady about this. She was asking me, and she's a very attractive woman, which I'm very surprised to say that. Not only besides just her looks, I'm not just based on her looks, but that's what she told me. I said, okay, respectfully. She shared something interesting. You guys only care about my looks and her body, anything, or her personality. I told her the truth. I said, being real, beautiful honey buns, they don't need to see you for your looks. Sorry, that sounds kind of vain, but that's what it is, and that's vanity sales. I said it back in the video before. Anyways, let's carry on. Femcels are real. Their existence have meaning, but thinking them as a united group with specific political goals less useful than thinking them as overlooked individuals who now swept around the web, sometimes led to insecurities, resentment, leading to unproductive conversations. The architect of many of the forms that end up encouraging themselves brought border patrol, exclusion, even direction for his instance. While Femcels core is not inherently transphobic, there is an overlap or amenability to transphobia. I also noticed for the last couple of years, a lot of feminists are very transphobic. You know what I'm saying? Are very, I don't know. Hey, both parties say just enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, for those who are transgender, whatever, you still look like a woman, just being real. Even though with a fang between your legs, who am I to judge? But let's go on. Kate told me femcels especially now tend to find themselves on identity-based forms that fixate on biological essentialist ideas of gender. Women are like this and men are like that, as Kate put it. More stagnant than revolutionary. These spaces just do kind of become inward looking, very defensive rather about imagining radical new futures, she said. In the past year, the term femcel taken a surprise turn has been adapted by the mainstream internet. On Twitter, it's an easy synonym for depressed or not dating right now. On Instagram, it's sort of funny where the pair with a baffling meme or picture which you actually look really hot and disaffected, which is newly popular on TikTok, which is seen as an odd trend towards semi-ironic sex negativity. On Tumblr, it's the latest word for describing your basic Tumblr user, a romantic loner who likes to blog. The era of the incels over. The era of the femcel has begun. Reads a tweet that's been circulating as a meme. A text appeared above the graph that shows an increase. The number of women under the age of 35 who they say have not had sex in the past year. This graph was created by a right-wing think tank with a creepy test to promote the natural family. We all know that's BS right there. They choose not to, let's be real, they choose not to have sex. It's just stating obvious. Women in America, pretty much since prostitution ain't legal, they have every right, unfortunately, to withhold sex. They don't have to give you sex. But now that men will go to other extremes and other means Can I just say, just in case I don't want the feds to attack me or anything, I don't advocate it, but I find it funny, and that goes back to what I was saying. That a woman can literally sell sex and not get no problem with it, not get no trouble for it. But a man even attempts or think want to buy sex, he's labeled a creep, a sicko, pedo, and all kind of despicable things. So no, women choose to do this. Women have choices in America, you know. Other countries would dream to be in your shoes, but let's go on. It's like appropriation, the ugly girl culture. Amanda said when I asked them about the diffusion of Target, did kind of get that old feeling of like, you guys are not part of the group. You're too pretty to be part of this group. On Tumblr, in particular, the word totally divorced from its original means, not follow the natural goofy path of internet word that proceeded to confer edginess, intrigue, and Lilia, a 20-year-old Tumblr user, recently used a Femcel tag on a post that reads, an encouraging converses strip asking myself if I could cook my instant noodles with vodka instead of water. And that is beyond gross. Anyways, the trope said the toxic loneliness is not just for the boys, she told me. I agreed to only use her first name because she was worried about harassment. Tumblr's used are added to Femcels to images of antisocial icons like the super skinny and delusional Natalie Portman and the Black Swan and Liz Bond sisters of the Virgin Suicides. And of course, Lana Del Rey, from who learned of the joys of cigarettes and cherry snaps. I just thought the word was funny, maybe even a little shocking. Hannah, a 19-year-old Tumblr user who also used the tags of her posts with Femcel, told me I know it would get people's attention. Most of my posts are running. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 2 years. Hannah asked to go by her first name only because she doesn't want her identity associated with the Tumblr account. As silly as maybe even annoying as it may be, using the word Femcel more likely could hold some promise. Its literal use has been nearly tapped out. At the personal level, true Femcels see two options for themselves. They either give up on love and psychology altogether, vow to lie here and rot, or they devote themselves to sending through righteous self-improvements and sometimes dangerous body modifications. Boldly speaking, they find themselves to extreme but not towards anything revolutionary. A small number recognize more politically hopeful third option. Okay, Toby wishes to give up on man but not on the world. Well, when you give up on man, hope your dildos keep you entertained and none of your fresh packet pet food will keep you entertained. Hope to keep you think your fur babies don't keep you happy, ladies? You think your fur babies is gonna keep you entertained? When you get old, useless infertility, unable to have babies, you lose your looks, you say you don't need men, this is what happens. You're right, that men in America had enough. We're going to see a bunch of old senile senior citizens coming up. You know, I laugh at the women who marry themselves. I just find it kind of funny. Since you don't like men so much, feminists, marry yourselves or marry each other or marry a pet, you're sickos. Hell, if you like bestiality, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that today's American women nowadays, they really openly, publicly despise men. But if a man say that, he'd be damned to hell. He'll lose his livelihood. He'll lose his identity, his presence. He'll lose not only just on a social media level, also in real life. You know, you could be negatively impacted had a man said this. But let's carry on. And I just despise hypocrisy from these feminist and female groups. And since you despise men so much, and I will carry on with the topic from here. Sorry, I almost lost my place for the moment. Let's see. I'll give it a. Okay, my bad. I actually lost my place for a bit. My bad. That is so funny. Say giving up on men, but yet you had the nerve to say that men don't value and protect them. You feminists got your nerve to say men do not value and protect you. Why should they? Why should they most of their lives, especially as a black man in America, a black disabled man in America, take all kind of disrespect, all kind of just slander, daily slander, going to work getting slandered. You know, I work for female facilities, and I'm not being sexist or misogynist, just stating the obvious. I have been disrespected. I have been physically and verbally threatened by female management. I'm just being obvious. So of course men ain't gonna value and protect, you know, but And to the government and CIA and FBI that's watching me right now, don't worry, I'm not advocating no form of disrespect. All I can say is self-defense. You have every right to protect yourself, you know? I find it funny in America that you have all these female talk show hosts like The View and garbage like that could publicly talk. They openly despise men. Let's just be real, male hatred, like the Klan. And I'm probably gonna get called misogynist. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna be get called misogynist for this. I find it funny. These feminists sound no different than the Klan. I know these pro-blacks. I know feminists gonna call me a sellout, a misogynist, woman hater, and so forth. But let's carry on, shall we? On this note. Anyway, so wow, that's my longest video ever done so far. Kay told me wishes to give up on men, but not on the world. And banning heterosexuality, they work on finding joys, intimacy, and other ways, and focusing other areas of life which is not to do romance and sex. Boring. Of course. Oh, these feminists are so boring. Yeah, they love being carpet munching. They love BCLE. I mean, they love their fur babies. Used more airily, the term femcels highlights that certain contradictions in contemporary life. There are many people who experience similar, less articulate anxiety about their place in the gender order and about the pressure to locate happiness through sex and romance, which they must find through success in the marketplace. Seriously. The 21st century was supposed to bring a wider range of options in this, but to many it doesn't appear to have. There's still winners and losers, KRUN. Carry on. She also cites the feminist philosophical men. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just don't care. 2018 essay on incels. Does anyone had a right to sex? Why not just legalize prostitution, you hypocrites? You know, only in America you can't even legally and literally get sex if you're a man. So men are forced to, well, be jerks and incels. Well, it is for what it is. Just saying the obvious. Just saying the obvious here. It is for what it is. And I don't know how to pronounce her name. In it, Shavinian saying wonders how to dwell in the ambient place where no one's obligated to desire anyone else, that no one has the right to be desired, but also who isn't is a political question. Femcels dwell in that ambient space all the time. Some may risk, as they say, rotting there, but others may emerge, having fought more deeply than mostly turned their ways of ordinary lives, finding happiness and dignity on their own terms. Excuse me. Amanda no longer thinks herself as a femcel. She looks back on the time what she did as experience her era of femcel done. She called it today. She's sympathetic towards a young woman who adopted the word, even insincerely or inaccurately. On the internet, young women see more images of beautiful people every day than they have at any time in history. She pointed out TikTok feed, basically the popular girl in high school high school times 10 million. It's easy to feel like an outsider, and it's also easy to feel like you've been lied to. Traditional beauty standards don't matter, and why they still celebrate all the time. What are we, stupid? Think for girls, it just feel kind of emphasizing. She said, like we're not allowed to think of ourselves as really seeing ourselves. So it's eliminate for a time to have a word for that. Caitlin Tiffany is a staff writer at Atlantic. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Sorry this has been a long-winded rant, but it is for what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, and also donate to the PayPal that helps support your disabled content creator and also recording artists. New music coming out soon. Yours truly by Martel the Cook.